Okay, what is up, everybody? My name is Isaac Parks. Welcome back to another episode of the Punting Diaries, where today we're going to be ranking every single SEC punter preseason way too early prediction on who's going to be the best, who's going to be the worst, all that stuff. We're going to make some comments about people's appearances, ruffle a couple feathers, but that's okay. It's all in the name of punting and just having a good time. So if you're watching this and you're an SEC punter and you think I'm wrong, all I ask is that you prove me wrong, right? I don't like jibber jabber. I don't like talking. If you're better than what you actually are, just go out there and just punt better than than I said that you're going to. And dadgummit, I'll eat my words. I'll be the first to admit, like, dang, dude, you kicked your butt off this season. So without further ado, then let's jump right into the video and let's get into who I think the SEC punters are going to be. What are the rankings? 14, we're going to go 14 to number 1, okay? At number 14, with no surprise, we've got your boys from Alabama. I don't know who's going to punt there, okay? They've been on a constant carousel of punters, just struggling to find their guy. I think that carousel is going to continue. I think it's going to be lackluster. I don't know if anybody's going to finish a season, so I can't really say that any one punter is going to be the best at Alabama because it's just... it's so painful to watch sometimes. So painful to watch. I pray whoever punts, I hope you do well. I hope you start. I hope you get to finish your season and punt the whole time. But ever since J.K. Scott left, dude, it's been rough to watch Alabama struggle with finding their punter. I can't, in good faith, put them anywhere above just the bottom tier until they find their guy, until that guy shows out in a game. That's where it's going to be right now. Next, we're going to go into Nik Constantinou. So Nik had kind of just a little bit of a lackluster season last year. Like, let's just be honest, Nik, between you and me, it just wasn't your best season. You know, maybe there's some other things in it that I don't know about. That's cool. Except for the fact that I don't care if there's things that I don't know about. We're here to get numbers. We're here to put numbers on the board, baby. So you didn't put the numbers up. Always a big improvement from year 1 to year 2. So, you know, hopefully you have some big improvements coming up ahead. You got lots of room to improve. So let's just hope we see some improvements there. Next, we have number 12, Vanderbilt. So Harrison Smith has been playing there. He's going into his last season. He's just kind of found his stride as just a nice little 41, 42-yard punter. Potentially, you know, he's got some room to grow. Maybe he has like an outstanding stellar season, but just from what I saw, his upper end, as far as like his biggest punt, is not, you know, he doesn't have like that 60, 70-yard punt in his back pocket, and just hasn't really been hitting consistent enough. Hasn't been consistent enough to really give me the faith that he's gonna ball out. Next, we have number 11, Oscar Chapman. Oscar also didn't really have like a great season. I think he had like a 41-yard average. But most importantly, you know, he's got plenty of room to improve. He's tall, he's strong, but just look at that face. Just look. He kind of gives me pedophile vibes. So for that, I take off like 2 points. Stay at 11, Oscar. Shave the mustache, bro. It's not sitting well with my stomach. Next, number 10, we have Harrison Smith from Mississippi State. So Harrison is going into his last season and has just never... he has this huge potential, right? He had one game last year, almost averaged 60 yards a punt. That's insane. However, he just does not quite keep that consistency up, because for one game he has like that, he has like 2 or 3 games under 40 yards, really lackluster. So if he can put it together, he has the potential to jump the highest on this list, in my opinion, from anybody, because his top end looks like it's so high. However, he has not put it together for multiple games. That game was like the unicorn game in last season. So I'd like for him to see it put it together. Hopefully he proves me wrong and climbs up higher on this list, makes it into the top half. But right now he went from 38, high 41, high 41. So without seeing any reason to put him up higher, I have to kind of leave him right in this area. Number 9, Peyton Todd for LSU. So LSU is an interesting one. This is a true freshman. He has a lot of upper end, but being a true freshman, I can't in good faith put him any higher on this list. I don't want to put him lower because he hasn't really given me a reason to think that he's going to average less than like 42-ish yards a punt. He has a huge leg. I've seen him hit a 65-1 at a Coles camp. That's insane. You know, it's a very good punt. If he can put it together, he has potential to be a very good punter, but likely will have some of the freshman kinks. At least one bad game that's gonna like make him go, you know. We all have had those before. But aside from that, I think he'll get his feet beneath him, and he'll probably have a pretty good season just watching his film. Next, Grant McKinniss. So Grant is a graduate student. He averaged like 42, like mid 42s last season. The truth is, like, he's just kind of gotten to a place where I feel like, in my opinion, he's probably just coasting, maintaining punting power, right? Like, he could have a standout season and completely shut me up, but if I had to guess, he'll probably stand around this 8th place. You know, maybe put on an extra 0.3, 0.4 yards per punt, but we'll have to see here. I'm just using my gut instinct on this one. Next, we got Kroeger. So Kai had a 43.6 yard average or something like that, and that was his freshman season. So there's a lot of room for him to improve here, which is good. I think a lot of guys do their biggest jump from their first year playing to their second year playing, and you'll see me give a lot of benefit of the doubt to guys that are about to go into their second year, because I think the amount of comfortability you gain as you're punting greatly increases to your second collegiate season. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt here. I think he's really going to shine above what his numbers say, but right now I'm keeping him right at that midway point. Next, we have Reid Bauer. So Reid is going into like his 3rd year. He had by all standards, a very good season last year. Just really, as you're going to start to see here, none of these guys had bad seasons necessarily. It's just that people on the list are going to have better seasons, unless he makes some huge changes to his game this year, which, you know, I'm talking like 3, 4, 5 yard average changes, like punt yard. He's probably going to remain in this number 6 spot unless other guys fold, but he has potential to go up. I would imagine him maybe potentially ending the season with a 44 to 45 yard average if he really honed in on his craft this year. Just kind of looking at his numbers and stuff, that's where my heart is giving me. Reid Bauer, number 6. Finally, we've got number 5, Jeremy Crenshaw. So Jeremy only played in 2 games last year behind their starting punter. 2 games, 1 punt per game. He had a 50 and 48, both fair catches. You know, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, the upper end is there. Like, that is for only getting 2 punts. I got a lot of faith here because there's not a lot I'm going off of. It's kind of using the same mentality of like guys are going to improve the more that they play. He has a big leg. He's like 6'4", strong guy, you know. So if he can put that all together, lots of upside here for Mr. Jeremy Crenshaw. Number 4, I got to go with Paxton Brooks out of Tennessee. What I love about Paxton, first of all, he's 6'6", lots of upper end there to get leverage on the punt. Second of all, improves every single year. So he went from like high 30s, 40, 41. Last year was 43. I think this year he can put it all together. It's his senior season. Hopefully there's a little fire lit under his butt, you know, to just get the rest of the way there. Potentially end in the 47s to 48s would be ideal for Mr. Paxton here. I think he has a lot of talent. The only thing keeping him low on the list is, goddamn, I've seen more approachable looking morticians than this guy. It looks like he's secretly the embodiment of death. That's just me. Anyway, number 3, we have Colin Goodfellow. Colin had an insanely good season last year, 2 games. I'm taking over for Max Duffy. I'm guessing when Max Duffy was on the COVID list. I have no idea if that's actually the case. That's just my heart because he played 2 back-to-back weeks and then nothing else and averaged 47 yards. I'm inclined to believe that average would go down over the course of more games because, when you only get 2 games, you're probably going to ball your butt off. And he did ball out. I would imagine he's going to end maybe low 47s, high 46s this season. If he really balls out, he could definitely be a 48 guy or a high 47 guy like he did this year. I think that's definitely not out of the realm of possibility. He's a big 6'2", 230-pound guy. Lots of room there to hit a very big ball. I think he's got a lot of potential. We'll have to see. Right now, just looking at his stats, kind of hard to say because he only had like 2 games, but he played really well. We're going to see. We're going to find out. Finally, number 2, the spicy ones. I'm going Jake Camarda. Aside from the fact that Jake Camarda looks like the combination of a recovering alcoholic and a used car salesman all in one. Even Jake Camarda really kind of went stagnant the last couple years. Luckily for him, he went stagnant at 46 yards a punt, but I think hopefully taking a 0.3 yard cut in his average from 2019 to 2020 will really kind of give him that motivation to push himself over the edge to where he knows he can be, because Jake easily has one of the bigger legs in college football right now, can hit some huge punts. So if he puts it all together, he could easily be the #1 guy. Just looking at the way that he has this tendency to choke in bowl games and stuff like that, I can't in good faith give him #1 because I just, just until he lays off the liquor. And dude, just shave up a little bit right there. I know I'm not one to talk because I look rough too right now, but I mean, put down the bottle, Jake. No, I'm joking. He's not an alcoholic. Don't take that as he's an alcoholic. Finally, we have the #1 punter, Mr. Mack Brown. Mack Brown played 2 games in 2017, or I think he probably got injured, redshirted, whatever. Who cares? Then has done nothing but make drastic improvements from 2018, 2019 to 2020, going from like a 41-yard average all the way to a 46.6 in 2020. This gives me the idea that he is passionate about what he does, that he is consistently working to improve his craft, and I expect nothing less than somebody working this hard at their craft to have an outstanding senior season going into his last year. That constant improvement and desire to get better, I think, the sky's the limit here. You could almost argue that this is like an early Ray Guy prediction here, because I think he's going to ball out. I think he's going to be one of the best, a top 3 guy in the nation, hands down. So I've got my eyes on this guy. I think he's going to ball out next year, absolutely, for the SEC. And I'm not even an Ole Miss fan. I've got no reason to say that. So #1, we got Mack Brown. If you guys agree with my list, leave a like. If you disagree, tell me why in the comments, so that way I can also disagree with you for disagreeing with me, because I am Alpha Omega, beginning and end, and my word here is just pure as can be. Anyway, hope you guys have an amazing day, and as always, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.